We're going to start off with a collective reading today. I'm not going to be on here forever, probably just about 20 minutes or so to take the pulse for this week. And if you are watching this another time, this could also bring you messages. The messages tend to find people when they need to hear them. So while this is intended for the week of the 25th of May through to the end of the week, if you see this at another time, it could be for you. Okay. So I've already cleared the space. I have some incense going. I have our chimes going. Oh, the moon dropped out in reverse, but I'm gonna do a full spread for us. Firstly, wasn't quite ready for that one. Okay, let's check it out. What does this collective need to hear this week? Okay, our main issue that's come out is the King of Swords reversed. I'll pull them first and then I'll go through them with you. Interesting. Okay. So for anyone watching here, as I said, the King of Swords is our main issue this week. He's showing up in reverse. And the challenge is the Queen of Cups. I'm going to check out the rest of the reading just to give this a lot of context, but I'm also going to explain what the cards do mean in general, and then we'll get any intuitive messages on top of that. So the King of Swords is usually very good at speaking the truth. Quite a powerful leader, an intellectual, could represent an Aquarius or an air sign, very much a thinker before a feeler. When it's in reverse, however, they can be manipulative with their words, aggressive with their words, defensive with their words. And so this could be an issue either if you're being snappy or somebody else is being that way with you, or there can be some manipulative energy. And the blockage being the Queen of Cups, she's really intuitive. So it's almost like the opposite. She's very go with the flow, thinking of what's best for other people. In the chat, we have someone feeling snappy. Can also represent needing to take better care of yourself, being able to find those fluid edges. But I do feel that there is a lot of energy where that could indicate your own world, not somebody outside of you being like that towards you, but it may be the case. Maybe for someone here, they're acting like that on someone else. But I think it's more about our inner world of feeling defensive and like we've got a little bit of fight in us, but we need to have more flow and more calm. But let's look at what else is informing this. We have in the past position the 10 of Pentacles. Usually this is a good thing. Usually this is legacy building. It can be getting finances in order. The Justice card's not on here as well, but sometimes it can be family inheritance or legal things, or building something together that's going to last a long time. But this shows that there was some security. I'm not going to say wealth, but some sense of security in the past. And then there's this conscious space where we might be trying to force things, because the Wheel of Fortune upright is that go with the flow that we're talking about with the Queen of Cups, where we're able to release and let things go and understand that, what goes around comes around. This is just for now, and another cycle is going to happen. But when we are in reverse, which it was pulled in reverse, it can be that we're trying to force it in one direction or another. I can kind of relate with that one too, of just I know something needs to change, so I'm going to change it. But that doesn't always... Sometimes you try to do that and it doesn't always go as planned, or you seem to keep hitting a wall, and perhaps it's because there's a different way that we're not aware of, or we're not listening to. The reason I say like there's another way is also because we have the Eight of Swords in the future. And so she's blindfolded and tied up, thinking that there's no way out. But actually, if she just stepped through behind her, there is a way out, but she just can't see it yet. So that's why I was mentioning that one. In the subconscious, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed, and this is when things can start to get a little bit overwhelming as well, because upright, you can see the boats are like on the wavy sea, but again, they're flowing, they're doing the thing. He's balancing, he's managing, there's a lot on the plate, but like we got it in order here. It might be that some priorities aren't being tended to, or that, yeah, we're dropping the ball in some areas because we're focused on the wrong things, and we need to do a little weigh up of like what is really important right now. Are we focused in the wrong area? Are we pushing the wrong thing up the hill? And so we have also got this in like our personal attitude, or how our feelings relate to this situation at the moment. We have Two of Cups in reverse. As you probably know, Two of Cups upright is lovely. This is partnership. This is support. This is looking out for each other. This is a mutual respect. Reversed is a disconnect. Now, for some people, this can mean a romantic partnership, like literally there is like where you want communication to go one way or another. It's not happening. There seems to be some sort of disconnect. It can be a business partnership. It can be where you're trying to work things out with another person, whether it's a vendor or an actual business partner, and not seeing things eye to eye at this time. And the other side of this is just like every time you go to communicate something with someone, again, this is this disconnect, which I'm gonna pull cards on what we can do about that in a little bit, because yeah, it seems like that's interesting, because again, there's this like investing in something, waiting for it to grow, and then this frustration because it's not. So there's like, but this is interesting because we're planting seeds. And this morning's brief reading I did on Instagram, just like a couple of cards to get a quick overview, was talking about making moves and starting to have movement on things. But then now this is kind of not backtracking on that, but it's just like, okay, I moved a little bit. I'm not seeing the results just yet. I'm getting frustrated. That's kind of the vibe that's coming through. And in our hopes and fears position, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So upright, he's delivering beautiful, heartfelt messages. It can be communication with somebody that's really soulful. But in reverse, it can be immaturity, just not getting the news that you hope for. So it's a little bit of a tough week, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get some advice for how to get there even more so. Because yeah, then the outcome and the action recommended at the moment is Queen of Swords reversed, which is almost, she's the what's the word I'm looking for now? My communication is gone. But the divine pairing is what I was going to say. So it's the yin and the yang of our issue. She can also be very harsh with her words, very sensitive in that way, where she's going to respond quickly, perhaps without thinking, because normally she's upright, she's a thinker, she's clear-headed, she's learned from things in the past, and now she can take that action to help people and advise people. But yeah, right now it's a little bit of aggression that needs to be tempered. Strength is on the bottom of the deck, which is that kind of like you'll catch more flies with honey kind of vibe. So if you can be a little calmer about things, if you can approach things from a grounded perspective, that's really going to help, because you can, look the beast in the face, basically. Yeah, so, okay, we got someone in the chat taking off. This will be uploaded as soon as it's done on YouTube. So if you do need to catch up on where we're at, that's fine. Yeah, so if we can find some grounding, but let's get some tips on how to do that, because yes, this is very interesting. I'm going to I'm going to do 2 spreads actually. Before I get to the tips, I'm going to get what's this teaching us. I'm going to use the same deck. Am I going to use the same deck? Yes, I'm going to use the same deck for this. And then we'll do some oracle cards as well. Okay. Okay. So, King of Cups now. So it's the divine pairing of the Queen of Cups that we had earlier is the lesson that we're learning. And this is, if he's upright, he is that stable, grounded person who can let things flow, who can help others out by seeing things from a grounded perspective. So he's on this floating, like flotilla pontoon type thing, and everything's like wavy around him, but he's cool. He's got it happening, and that's kind of what we're learning how to do. We have things that we've already gone through as the world, so we've already had this like we've had I don't like to use the word lesson, which is why I've paused. We've had an opportunity to go through a chapter of our lives, and based on the beliefs that we now have about things have changed. And what we're working on now, the obstacle is this judgment position. Like, what are we being called to do now? And perhaps it's a little bit hard to hear at this point, but we've also got to remember not to pass judgment on ourselves for learning things. But this is interesting because, like, the recommendation is the 4 of Pentacles, and this isn't always a good card. It can be like a frugal card, or like protecting your heart and not letting people in. But in this sense, there are some like boundaries that I was hearing, like intuitively, that like it's not like throwing boundaries, but just like respecting your time and what you're putting into things. Give me a minute on that one. Being protective of your energy, more so than boundaries. So just protecting your energy, giving yourself space for that, giving yourself space to find like where you can ground from. I mean, that makes sense. You can't be grounded if you're thinking a million things all at once. So that's helpful. And then you're going to be able to see the bigger picture. So sometimes when this is reversed, I call it the you can't see the forest for the trees kind of card. So this is talking about giving yourself that space and that grounding and that time to really get a better picture and make a plan. Don't get too caught up in the plan, though, is what I'm also hearing. So it's like, just allow yourself to see further where this might go. Whatever you're working on at the moment, I'm sure it's going to be different for everyone. But yeah, that's an interesting. So this is why we're grounding, and finding that space, and why we might be a little bit reactive if we've got too many things going on and too many thoughts filling our head. That makes sense. Give yourself time to rest where you need to rest, but it's not like rest and get stuck, because yeah, definitely feeling still like some of that movement that I pulled for this morning for our other collective. But yeah, I'm going to pull some oracle cards just to get some more information and inspiration about this. I'll probably stick around for about 5 more minutes or so. Also, if this reading does resonate with you and you wanted to say thank you, I do accept tips or gratuity. There is a link in the description, but it's also just like my website, jessicamayjensen.com/thanks. Okay, this is really beautiful. This is Vervain, Let Magic In. So I feel like once we've created that space, we will be able to see more clearly what we're being asked to do, what our next steps are. Um, but right now, in this like fix it energy, that we've got a little bit too much going on, and we're not giving ourselves the space just to see what the next step is. Maybe not all of the steps, all like trying to fix everything all at once, but just enough time to calm down. Maybe that's even just like uh, running a bath. Like for some people, that's really beneficial. I know for other people, it's, if it's not your thing, or if it feels like, I've heard the term like forced self care. It's like, oh, everyone thinks self care is a bubble bath. So if that's not for you, find the thing that is for you that actually does make you feel like you come back into your body. For me, I like a bath. For me, self care is a is a bath, but not always, and not for everyone. Okay, what else have we got going on here? I'm getting some people like to drive and like have information come to them driving, going for a walk, that kind of thing. Let's see. Whoop. What else does the collective need to hear right now about this? I'm hearing the word cranky energy. We've got some cranky energy. That's okay. Potential. Beautiful card. Think big for your future. Again, reminding me of that globe earlier when we have the Two of Wands. Yeah, just letting your dreams be what guides you, and yeah, allowing that information to come in that walks you in that direction. And if perhaps you're like trying to do things that aren't aligned with that, that's when we're going to start to feel a little off and uneasy. But then again, there are things that we like, obligations that we still need to do. And I can say, oh, we shouldn't do things that, aren't aligned with us or whatever. But I can't escape the daily reality of being a human also at times. Let's see. But yeah, if we can just walk in the direction that is more aligned, recognize when things are not feeling as comfortable, and surrender. This is a lovely one too. This is that thing of like when things aren't working out, can we just let them not work out? Can we say, guide me to my next step? No matter what you believe in, if it's just, you believe in God, or you believe in source, or you believe in a higher power of some sort, or whether you believe it's yourself, can you just surrender to let the next step arrive for you without pressing too much onto the possibilities that if they're going to get you in your head, in that swordsy headspace that we were pulling about before. Take a look here. Oh, we almost got one. There we go. Ghost. I feel like it's just extending my conversation. Commune with your guides. So yes, whatever you ask for guidance from, whether it's prayers or mantras or however you communicate with the magic of the universe, it's asking you to ask for that help. Say, hey, I'm stuck here. What's going on? Can you line up the next thing for me? Which is important to remember. Even as intuitive as I am, sometimes you forget it can be as easy as asking. Asking and being like, clearly this isn't working. Can you please open the path? Show me what comes up next. Last one, and then we'll call it a night. Thank you for being here. If you did want your own personal reading too, they can be booked on my website. And that's all linked in the description. So feel welcome to take a look there. I pulled Lotus. I don't know if you can see this one too well. It's very a faint card, but it says move from darkness into the light like a lotus. So yeah, just allowing that space to open up. get communication opening up and allowing the next step to reveal itself. Um, yeah, I will leave it there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. This is your reading for the week ahead. And if you did want to book a reading, please do so to get more personal insight on that. And if this finds you at another time, it could be for you, please let me know in the comments if it resonated. I love getting your feedback and hearing from you. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. I'm Jessica, and it was great being here.